All right, what's up, everybody? It's the first week. Now, since it's the first week, I want to give you guys the most information I can. I want to jam pack this video with everything that you need to know. Okay, now, dynamic warm up routine. It's 10 minutes. Think of it like a car. You're not going to jump in a car and go 0 to 100 full speed without warming up first. This here is going to prevent injury. It's going to get blood flow into your muscles. It's going to warm up your body to be able to take the actual workout. This is arm circles. The reason I put this in is because you need to warm up the big joints, mainly your shoulders. When you're doing Romanian deadlifts, when you're holding any kind of weight, when you're doing any upper body, your shoulders are stabilizing everything. I've had shoulder injuries before, and so this is the reason why I put this in. It's to help warm up and lubricate the shoulders before we go and we start moving weights. Now this right here is jumping jacks. I put a 5-pound weight in my hands. I don't know why, it just feels comfortable. It gets me more gas. We're trying to keep our heart rate elevated, and we're trying to introduce movement into the big joints. So again, more shoulders and hips. This here is warming up and lubricating the joints down below. So your hips, your knees, your ankles, all three of them you need to warm up before we go and we start to do heavier loads. I'm a big proponent of warming up with similar variations. So I like to warm up with squat variations. I even like to do pre-warm up weights before I go into the heavy weights. That's going to help you from getting injured. All right, you guys know what these are. These are walking lunges. This here is hip flexors, pelvis. It stretches out your legs too. I always feel the stretch, especially too when I get really low. Now you can do it a few different ways. I like to do 2 dips per each leg. And it says 15, I put 15 reps, but honestly, I would just go until you're feeling pretty gassed. So that's what you got to do for these guys. Okay, these are leg swings and hip circles. I work both of them in from time to time. Now, with these guys here, really all we're doing is we're focusing in, obviously, if you can't tell by now, you can tell. We do a lot of stuff to loosen up the hips. We do a lot of stuff to loosen up the pelvis. Those are super important things, especially if you're going to be squatting or be doing heavy weights. Ankle mobility, obviously, knees, shoulders. So those are all the big groups that we're trying to hit right now. We're trying to keep everything with an elevated heart rate. We're trying to get to a point where we're going to jump into some working sets here pretty soon. Cat cows. I know they look dumb, but there's a point to it. All right. You want to go and make sure your entire spine is warm up to include to improve your thoracic mobility, to improve your lumbar. The other thing is when you're doing squats, you're going to be compressing your spine a lot. So it's super important that you need to wake up all parts of your spine, and doing the cat cows is like the perfect exercise for that. It looks dumb, but just trust me, it's going to pay off. It's going to keep you from getting injured. It's like to stick my booty up in the air. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Just kidding. Super important. Thoracic spine mobility, T-spine rotations. There's definitely tons of different ways to do it. I'm doing mine on a wall. I've also done it where I do a forward lunge and I get into almost like a downward facing dog. Then I rotate up and I go and I touch the ceiling. So there's a few ways that you can do this one. For all of you guys that always get lower back pains, it's because you're losing mobility in your lower back and you're compressing that lower part of your back. So these T-spine rotations are super important to keep you healthy. So band pull aparts and pass throughs. This here is supposed to target your stabilizing muscles of your upper back. It's supposed to target your rotator cuffs. Now, one important thing to note, remember, listen to your body. What I mean by that, I mean, if you go into the gym one day and your lower body is crazy sore, concentrate on your lower body. do some more stretches, do some more body stretches. Maybe you need to do a 4-minute jog instead of a 3-minute jog to warm up. The most important thing is you need to listen to your body, you need to prepare the body for the lifts. Now, finally, wrist prep. Now, if you're like me and you've got super skinny wrists, you need to do wrist prep. Also, if you're gonna be doing a lot of weight, you need to be doing wrist prep. Okay, think about it like this. If you're gonna be benching 225 pounds, you're gonna be squatting 315 pounds, you're gonna be deadlifting 405, your wrists and your hands are the connection to the weight. Okay, so you need to build a strong wrist. You need to stabilize your wrists. That's why we're gonna be doing these. That's why we're gonna be warming our wrists up before we do anything. You know, someone once told me that my wrists, my forearms are weak because I wasn't beating my meat enough. And you know what? Maybe you need to go to town on it more. 7 days a week, 7 times a day. Maybe you need to go left-handed. I'm joking. I'm joking. Oh man. These are fucking dead man hangs. Dead man hangs. I'm just kidding. It's not that serious. But hangs decompress your spine and build your ligament strength. Now, remember, I need you to hit these motherfuckers from different angles. It's all about the angle of the dangle. Switch up your positions. Do not do the same position every time. Yeah, yeah.
Yay!
All right, guys. So this is the first workout here. This can do body weight squat if you wanted to here. You can do a dumbbell squat and hold one dumbbell in each arm. You can do a goblet squat where you hold one weight like I'm about to do, or a bigger dumbbell right here, and you get like and do a really low squat. I'm gonna go and do this wedge board right here because I can get super low with it. So I pretty much just hold it here, just go straight down. Do it for like 12 to 15. Okay, time for set two. I try to only do about 2 or 3 minutes of rest in between sets. Also, too, make sure to get water. It's super important to remember that this 4 to 6 weeks that we're doing right now is just to get us back into the gym. For the first 3 weeks, every single set, you want to take it until you feel like you might be able to do 3 or 4 more. After week 3, weeks 4, up to week 6, if you continue it that long, that's going to drop to about 2 to 3. So keep that in mind. So this right here is not to get you super gassed out. It's literally just to spark the muscles. So you start to get the soreness, you start to get the mind muscle connection. And so it shocks your nervous system a little bit. So you'll be able to squat heavy later in the workout, a few weeks down the road, and you don't need to worry about getting seriously injured. So let me hit this last set real quick. You know, the funny thing about doing this is my legs, they get tired around like the last like 4 of them, but my knees and my joints are actually the ones that are killing me right now. So again, if I was to jump in and start squatting something super heavy right now with my knees the way that they're in shape and how my forearms and my elbows are burning, you're prone to injury. This one here, you get just kind of like a slow burn, which is nice. One of my knees just cracked. I lost count, but it doesn't matter. I'm going until I feel like I can only hit about 3 or 4 before I go to complete failure. There we go. All right, guys, next workout, straight leg deadlift or Romanian deadlift, 10 to 15 reps. If you're used to going to the gym, you can lift heavy. If you're brand new, you haven't touched a weight in 18 months like myself, go a little lighter on these. Feet about shoulder width apart. Get a nice lower to about here. Fire up. Okay, this is it from another angle. Now, this bar is a little different. It's not an Olympic style bar. Usually, an Olympic style bar, you're gonna have your grooves. You're gonna have a couple of lines here. You're also gonna have a center groove here. The wider you go, the more load you're gonna put on your actual socket. When I measure this, I typically will line up my thumbs with the inner part of this groove right here on both sides. Ideally, it's wherever it feels comfortable. You want it to be slightly outside of your shoulders, but you really don't want it to be like crazy inside like this or like really far outside. And again, guys, if it's your first week back, you can do the bar if you want. Really, all we're focusing on is form. We want good form. We want to be able to control the weight and get the exercise, get comfortable with it. So eventually, when we do start loading weight on, we're not going to hurt ourselves. 1, 2, 3. Lower, controlled lower. It's about there. Up. Whoa, 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 whoa. What? Why are you staring at me like that from over there? Just because we're homies, I'm going to let you do it. Just so that you can see the form. But kind of sus. Oh, my forearm's giving out. All right, guys. We've got leg press. 3 sets of 12 to 15, 3 to 4 reps in reserve. I never really liked leg press. And again, it's because I just never really liked the fact that I'd have to load up so many plates. And it seemed like I really had to go out of my way to gas myself just to feel anything in it. For me, I'd much rather do like single leg squat, Bulgarian split squat, just mixed in with squat, front squat. I mean, any kind of squat variation. But not a fan of leg press. But since we're coming back, I'm only doing 2 plates on each side. I even thought about doing 1 plate on each side, honestly, and I might switch that in a set or two. But we're gonna give it a shot here. On this one here, make sure you hit depth. So depth for this is gonna be like here. So that's depth. When you come up, I accidentally did it. Don't lock your legs out like this because you're on the risk of hurting yourself. Always keep your legs like this. So slow and controlled. Well, I'm getting tired, and this is only 2 plates, so I've gotten super weak. Might actually jump down to a plate in the 25 next. All right, so about 3 to 4 in reserve right there. Welcome back to set number 2. Now, like I was saying before, don't be scared to drop your weight. I literally just dropped my weight to 1 plate on each side. You just want to make sure that you're getting through the reps and you're getting your body acclimated to like these movements. First week back, be easy on yourself. Ready for set 2 with the drop weight. third and final set of 10 to 15. I switched leg presses. I didn't like that leg press that much, honestly. I feel like it was making my back hurt. But yeah, if you find yourself like, in a situation like that, just move to a different leg press. Three to four reps in reserve. So I'm only doing 70. I'm going to do 12 to 15 reps at 70 pounds. You want to feel it here. This is not something that you're going to be going super heavy on doing low reps. First off, your knee should be directly in line with this pivot point right here. When I go up, I feel like I'm completely flexing my quads and I'm holding it at the top. You don't want to just blow through these really fast. This here is about time under tension, getting that slow working up burn. So I hold it here. Hold. Yeah, that hold will pay off for you. So set number 2 here. Okay, so 12 to 15. All right, let's get this final set here. Glute bridge / hip thrust. Don't sleep on these ones. I know you see a bunch of girls doing these. All they will focus on is like their glutes, but honestly, if you want to have a strong squat, you got to do stuff like this. You can also use the actual machine, even though it's 1:45 a.m. Of course, there's like a girl using it. I like to go about 3 inches below my waist, I'll say. Ugh. There's literally a girl 50 feet this way doing 4 plates, 445s on each side. I'm doing a 25 now. It's just about destroying your glutes. So flex the glutes until you get tired. You have 3 or 4 in reserve for week 1. Your squat will thank you later. Ugh. Funny thing about it, the 25 made my glutes feel way more sore than the 45s. Oh, I could only get to 12 that time. Oh. All right, guys, we got 3 sets of calf raise. You don't want to keep your legs dead straight like this, especially if you're doing a lot of weight, you hurt yourself. For me, I like to keep all of the tension when my calf muscle is in the longest position. All right, let's get it. Woo. Yeah, there we go. So I raised it a little so that I can get my toes more close to me without slamming the weight. All right. All right, we got the last workout of the day. Cool, we got set number 2 here. If your tailbone hurts, I got news for you. You got a small glute. What you can do is you can do this with your hands, do like a diamond, and then put your tailbone like right on the diamond. And you can do your 15 to 20 like that. 18 on that one. Ugh. All right, let's get at this cool down workout now. All right, guys, time for the cool down stretch. So first off, it's going to be wrist flexor and extender stretch for 20 to 30 seconds on each side. Now what you want to do is we're going to do cross shoulder. So stretch out those shoulders. This here, you're going to go 10 to 20 seconds. After we do this, we're going to go and do, it's called a doorway chest stretch. I know somebody's gonna be like, "Oh, but you didn't work out your chest today." Yeah, I know. I know. I like to keep like a similar warm up and cool down on every day. So you'll be doing the same warm up and cool down every single day. This program here is important for me to get my tendons, my joints, everything kind of to where it needs to be. So that's kind of the point of this program. It's not to be like sweating and going crazy. This here is the lat stretch. Standing quad stretch is next. I originally was thinking I wanted to do the supine hamstring stretch where you lay on the ground, you put like a towel or rope over your foot, and you kind of pull your foot like sort of up towards your body. But you don't have to do that. I mean, mainly it's just stretching out the back of the leg right here. So when you are starting to lift heavy weights, start to get kind of tight. And when you get kind of tight, your range of motion kind of gets bad. And then you compromise your form and you go to bad form. So the main goal of my stretching routine is to keep my muscles always limber and in full range of motion. Next one, kneeling hip flexor stretch. Ooh, there we go. Next workout, quad stretch. So what you want to do is you want to get on all fours like this, and you want to stick your butt in the air. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We're not doing that. One way you can do it. Oh, I'll show you a different way here in a second. This hits like kind of your hamstring a lot, but it hits your quad or your glute. I mean, sorry, glute stretch. Ugh. The second way that you can do it, and I actually like this way too, is like you get here, you cross over, and then you pull your knee into your chest with both arms. And then what I like to do is you kind of like I rock onto my right side a little bit, so I can really stretch out my left glute. Kind of twist. Kind of stretches. Oh. I have a friend from Korea who literally can just like do this without holding on to anything. I'm not that flexible, so I just hold on to something and I get down all the way, literally almost like ass to ground, as far low as I can go, and I just kind of hang out in this position for like 20 seconds. People who have lower back problems, they probably don't work their core out enough. You have to balance your body. Last but not least, I like just to hit in a little calf stretch. For me, I like to do just sort of like a wall push. Guys, it's like 2 a.m. and there's literally people like showing up to work out, which is like blowing my mind. Final one, child's pose. I think for weight training, range of motion is extremely important. The longer your range of motion is, the more you're able to hold good form, which is good, especially when you get tired. If you're doing heavy weight, super important. You can get your glute to touch your ankle, you're good, you're stretched.